All right, that's probably you guys in the X. Tell me what we did. I don't know if you were stretching or offering.
Stretching.
Okay, well, since you had your arm up, tell me what we do if you see that on the test next week.
Okay. I would subtract 15. Is that miles?
Give us just an M, that's meters. That was a common mistake that was made on the race car lab, but those are already in power school. All right, miles is MI, and miles that was meters. So it's meters.
Okay. Well, what I did, I'm gonna try. I did 15 meters subtracted by 40 meters, and I got 25, and then I divided by 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I did that too.
That would be right.
8.3 meters per second.
Yeah. So anytime it asks which one was the fastest, so you could either use speed equals distance over time, or you could use velocity equals distance over time. They're the same formula, velocity and speed. Velocity is on the reference table, speed is not, but either one is the same. What did we say we would do anytime you had 2 distances? Subtract. That's why Esperanza told you to subtract, because there's 2 distances, so we need to subtract. So 40 minus 15. And then on the bottom for time, how many times do we have?
1.
Only 1.
Oh.
That's why she said divide by 3. All right, what did you say you got? 8.3. And then meters over seconds was the unit. All right, for the second one we had
10 meters.
All right.
75 meters over 2 seconds.
So what's that? 65 over 2. So what's that going to be? 30 something?
32.5.
32.5. And then the last one.
10 meters minus 35.
So 35 minus 10 over
5.
So that'll be 5. All right. So which guy was the fastest?
35. What the last one there?
Who? The fastest was which one? The second one. The 32.5. The guy said the last one. That's what threw me off. I was like, which one? The middle one. The second guy. Got you. Because he went 32 meters per second. Guy 1 was only 8, and guy 3 was 5. So the one that was 32 was faster than the other 2. Is that right? Bigger number, faster guy. All right. Number 2. How do we find velocity of a car that's traveling 500 miles west in 6 hours? All right. What do we do?
You're going to do V equals D over T.
All right. V equals D over T. So I'm solving for what? Velocity. And my distance is 500 miles. And my time is 6 hours. And I get what? 83.3 miles per hour.
West.
And I have to write the word west because I'm solving for what? I'm solving for velocity. Okay? Everybody good with that? Jeremiah, open your notebook up so I can see that you're not playing on your phone. You know, we use the same techniques in the staff meeting when we don't want to listen to this courier administration. So we know the same things you all hear through school. Okay? Now, in number 3, we're finding velocity. What can you tell me? Do I have distance and time like I have number 2?
No.
No, I don't have distance and time. So can I plug into the same formula we just used in number 2?
No.
No. So what are we going to do if I can't plug into the same formula?
Subtract.
Okay, I can either add or subtract depending on the directions.
Yeah.
Are the directions the same or are the directions different?
They're the same.
They're the same. So if they're the same, we'll add. So when I look at the question, I have 55 miles an hour east and 15 miles an hour east. So 55 plus 15 is 70 miles per hour east. Any questions about the opening?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, you have 9 if you've done them all and been here. If you have not, the notebook is still in the same place that it's supposed to be, and you have to make up the ones that you've missed when you've been absent. Okay, or you could just take minus 10 for whichever ones you're missing. Okay, that's an option. Now, if you will, find your homework, and let's talk about the 6 questions that I asked you to do. Today I'm not checking. I will not check. Yes, Arturo. I will not check every single day.
I need that.
Now again, I'm not checking it today. Yes, dear. Yes, I'm getting ready to get you one. You stayed up an extra 10 minutes.
I stayed up to 3 o'clock in the morning and I ain't have to do it. I'm down, man.
I feel very honored that you took the time to do my homework.
I used to stay.
I did it. I'm glad.
I used to stay. Can you say the answer?
And I replaced it with a because I got a background.
No. What you make of this?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
You can always turn in homework for a late grade at 75. So if you didn't do it, you want to turn in for a late grade, you can.
Okay, Periano.
You need one? You need one. All right, that takes care of my absent people. All right, so let's look at the odd numbers and see how we did. All right, so question 1 asks you to find speed. So speed has no direction. So you should have 54.1 meters per second. Okay, 54.1 meters per second. Oh, yeah, it is meters per second. For a minute, I thought it was miles. For number 1. Anybody need me to do it?
Yes. I got 54.2.
It's okay if you round it up.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. It is the question that says, what's the speed of a car if it covers 650 meters in 12 seconds, right? Do I have the right sheet?
Yeah.
650 meters in 12 seconds?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So speed equals distance over time, Brooklyn. All right. We're solving for what? Speed. All right. So what's the distance the car traveled? How much?
650 meters.
Okay, 650 meters.
In 12 seconds.
All right. And we did it in how many seconds?
12.
12 seconds. Okay, now, from there, let me get the calculator here because I'm going to need it. Okay? All right, so 650 divided 12, we get 54.16. Now, I tend to just round and drop off the 6. If you round up to 54.2, that's fine, okay? I learned long ago that you guys are just sort of terrible at rounding. Some people just can't do it, and it's okay. If you can't, just drop the numbers off and write 54.1. If you learned how to round in elementary school and you are stellar at it, I want to round that to 54.2, great, round. Now, given this is meters per second, our unit is meters over seconds.
Boom.
Okay?
I got it right.
Number 3. What is Mark's speed from t equals 20 to t equals 60 seconds?
I got 0.
Okay, 20 to t equals 60 seconds. We need to find what? The distances that go with it. So 20 went with 50 and 60 went with 80. So when you calculated, did you get 0.75?
Yes, I did.
Very good. For anybody who didn't,
What's that?
speed equals distance over time. What do I do when I have 2 distances?
Subtraction.
So 80 minus 50.
Oh, okay.
What do I do when I have 2 times? So
Subtraction.
60 minus 20. So that gives me 30 over 40, which is 0.75. The units on that table were meters over seconds again. Issues about number 3?
No.
Okay. Number 5. Was the speed constant or changing?
Changing.
Changing. If you look at the distances, the times are all by 20s. Did the distances change in an equal interval?
No.
So that's why it's changing, or average. All right, number 7. How much time? So we're solving for time in 7. So if we use our formula, we're solving for t. So we got to have speed and distance. All right? Can anybody tell me the speed? 265 miles per hour. What is our distance that we travel?
3,500.
All right, so some of us have had difficulty with this kind of question. So what are we going to do at this point? Cross multiply. All right, so what are we doing? After we cross multiply, we get what? What does 265 times t give you? 265t. What's nothing times 3,000? Whoops, I forgot my equal. 3,568. I think I have the right number. Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now, from there, how do I get t by itself? Divide by 265 here. Divide by 265 there. So time equals, what I get? 13.4. And I have no idea if I rounded or not because I didn't write the rest of the number down.
How did I get 14 points?
Okay, so this was miles per hour. And this was miles.
So it's hours.
That's right. The miles cancel out.
Yeah.
And I'm left with hours.
If you round it up, okay?
Yes, it's fine. I just didn't write down any other numbers, so I don't know what the answer was in, beyond the 4. All right. So number 9, and I put no units in this, so you can put any units you want on it, not counted it. A car accelerates from 0 to 50 in 3 seconds. What is the acceleration? So what's our acceleration formula? Say it, Chanda. All right, A equals B over T. Or I heard somebody use the one on the formula sheet at the back. You can use either one. If you use this one, if you have 2 velocities, you have to do what? Subtract. So I don't care which one you use. Okay? How many velocities did I give you in the question? 2, because I didn't give you any units. It's still a velocity. So A equals 50 minus 0. The time is 3. Okay? So 50 divided by 3 is what? 16.6, and it's a repeating decimal. So you can write 16.6. You can round it to 16.7 if you'd like. Now, I didn't put any units on this. You can make up any unit you want. You could have made it miles per hour, per second. You could have made it meters per second, Remember, acceleration keeps them all. So put any speed and time unit you like. Okay? Gotcha. So the last question is number 11. All right. A bicyclist rode 2,000 meters in 35 minutes on Monday. On Tuesday, she rode the same course of 25 minutes. How much did her speed increase? So, on Monday, what's her speed? How far did she go?
2,000
meters.
And she did it in 35 minutes. So, her speed was 57. I rounded off. I didn't even use decimals on mine. Meters per minute. If you use decimals, it's fine. On Tuesday, how far did she go?
2,000 meters.
She still went 2,000 meters. And she did it in how many minutes this time?
25.
25 minutes. So her speed then was 80. Apparently I rounded off there too. All right, so how do I figure out how much faster she was?
Subtract.
Yep. 80 minus 57 is what, 23?
22. Well, yeah, 22.
Now, if you use the decimal, you probably have 22 point something, and that's fine. Like I said, I just rounded the whole numbers. Questions about any of those that I have?
No.
Okay. We're going to try practicing a different way rather than a worksheet. Okay, it's a program I like, some other people in the building use it. There are not a lot of us who do, so you may not have used it before. All right, it's going to require Brooklyn to get up, but you're going to need a computer. You're also going to need a calculator, and most of you probably know the formulas. You don't need to do it.
Not like the church.
No, not yet.
On the door back here is the laptop numbers. They need to be revised because I need to edit it to put Shinobi's in it, which I think I've done, except I haven't printed it. So since I haven't, Shinobi, you be number 28, and
Handle me? Who will handle me?
you be 17.
Okay, what's that you got?
17 to 28, so I reprint the new list.
You said you got food.
I'm gonna reprint the new list with the edited names. I just haven't done it since Corey's moved and since the other one, Rebecca. We're taking off our list. Because we have exactly 30 people, 30 computers. Okay? Who's Rebecca Taylor? I don't know, there's apparently 2 of them. I don't know which one we had. All right, grab a computer real quick, and then go back to your chairs. Whichever one's on the list back there. They're the only 2 people who aren't on the list yet.
What is that?
Who need that number?
Just got another phone.
5. There you need your number. Number 8.
I'm gonna watch YouTube videos.
Wow.
4. I got so much stuff right here. I'm almost done.
Until you get it started, I'm gonna watch YouTube videos. My name is
Okay, it helps when you get a password.
I'm a girl. And Miss Wall, can I go to the bathroom?
You're already late for class, and Joby, you went to the bathroom.
I gotta go. My stomach hurts. I'm being professional.
You are the crappiest people I've ever in my life met.
I'm sick. I think. Bro, yesterday my stomach was, bro. Oh my god, my stomach was My stomach was.
I don't need all those details, people.
Miss Wall, can I please go to the bathroom?
Yes, I'm going to write your name down.
I'll be back in 7 minutes.
Guys, get a laptop, put your butts in your chair. It should not take that long. You're going to classflow.com/student. /student.
Go to ClassFlow /stupid. And ooh, I got a baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
In order.
I don't know what I did.
I don't even know what to tell you, dude. You can try as a guest. I don't know what you're doing anything as a guest, but you can try as a guest. Now, y'all are going to classflow.com/students.
Oh,
/students. Alright? Classflow.com / you can either put /learner or /student. Okay? Classflow.com /learner. You can type student and it works fine, it'll take you there. But it's classflow.com /learner. The code is in orange. Q3HFR.
A capital letter?
I don't know. It's capitalized on mine, but yes.
It's this movie.
And then type your name in.
Scroll to the bottom.
Scroll to the bottom and enter your name. The last time I entered people's names, it didn't recognize the names anyways. They still had to type them in. So you're on the wrong thing.
English.
You want to put
It's
Yeah, better turn around.
classflow.com. Classflow.com /learn.
Wait, we have 3 passes per quarter or per semester.
Wait. Creating house.
Put / in there. There you go. When it comes up, put it plus code.
Who here got contacts?
Now, when you get something that looks like my backyard, then you're at the right place.
My Q isn't working.
Your Q is not working.
Hey, Kai, y'all had Andy.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Like I was. Right. She was trying to see something. You do.
I can't fix it. You can't.
I wait, I can't.
That's extra.
Can you hear me?
No.
I can't come from loud. You look up.
Why don't you copy and paste it? I don't see my name.
You have to type your name.
So you should copy it.
Oh.
Anybody else computer having a hard time? I got one that Q apparently doesn't work on.
Okay.
Which is hard to put in a class code that has Q.
I'm in. Oh, we got different backgrounds.
Check.
Well, we know who Miss Wall's favorites are. Oh, this is pretty.
Yes, I'm gonna give you Android because Android do not work. You can throw it across the house and it's still you still back.
That might be scary. Being in the middle of the ocean, not seeing no type of land.
I'm just choke. Then that means I'm just gonna have to choke on the water.
Can I have some? No, that was the one for me.
No, I like it.
I threw my last one away.
Yeah, it's no, for real, I like that color. I got one like it, but it's like darker than that. What am I doing? Why is he green?
All right. Anybody else got a laptop issue other than Chanda's?
No.
Do we need
Did you call my name?
All right. Anybody else got a laptop issue? Is everybody else is in class flow?
Yeah.
All right.
Do we need to have?
That's not bad, I guess. Only one that we can't get to work. All right.
I thought we were chewing gum today.
Hopefully,
Oh.
we just need to practice a little bit because some of you will tell me you can, and you really can't.
So what is this thing?
The only thing I can't do is eat food.
No, I'll show you in a minute.
Oh, I don't know. Do I enter my name? Wait.
All right. Tell me if you got something on your screen that looks like what I have on mine.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what they do.
Now, you do. Now, on your screen, tools should have popped up at the bottom. I want you to work the problem and send me the answer. At the bottom, there should be a button that says submit. So you're going to send me the answer and hit submit.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
Okay? You can use the pens to use the mouse. You're supposed to wear that around your neck, not swing it. The reason you wear it around your, not now, Jim. The reason you wear it around your neck is so that it doesn't wind up on the floor and it can't hurt anywhere else.
Oh, I want to know on purpose.
And how you know her hands grabbed it? So I mean,
I usually wipe in a minute. I usually try to wipe it down about once a week.
Once a week.
once a week.
I'm not using them more than once a week.
That's
Now,
20 million diseases.
I don't care. Now, looking at the screen in front of you, you see the toolbar at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I say put in earbuds to do this? Now, read the question, work it, and send me an answer. Now, you should have a calculator. Then get one. They haven't moved since day one. Now,
Oh, my
you can work it on paper. You can take a picture of the work if you want. You can try to show the work with a mouse, with the computer, not your phone. Now, yes, that works just fine, Elizabeth. You make jokes doing that, but it's actually the way it works. Now, you can turn the camera around so it points the other way instead of looking at your face, but you could do it that way. I don't just want pictures of people's face.
So where do we go?
Okay? Work the question. Find me an answer. If we cannot master this, we cannot do the chewing gum lab. Right?
Why?
Because the chewing gum lab is about calculating using the formulas. I'm not going to give you gum to chew.
Do we have to go work on the phone?
You do not have to do the work on the computer. You can do the work on a piece of paper. Which is why I gave you the option to set a picture up.
I don't know. Y'all just don't have to be with me. Y'all better get used to my routine.
Miss Wall, you look nice and orange.
Huh?
I feel nice.
Thanks. Thanks. Go work, I promise. Go.
Nice and
Where do I
early.
go? Y'all know the annoying.
You're going to the class, you're going to the bottom and typing your name. And I don't know if it'll come up for you at this point since I've already sent it.
Oh, you stink.
Kimberly, you gonna do something or just sit there in your chair? Thank
Thanks, but that's what you did.
There it goes.
Now just
Yep, it's all they send me the card.
Would it be better if we had
If we can watch your I
So
can't.
that's what after.
Who gonna be there
Watch it first.
and drag a freaking mouse?
I don't even know how to work this.
It's average speed. What do you have to do to find an average speed?
That's not what I'm talking about. How do I type in the answer?
You can either use text,
Oh, so
or you
right,
can click on the pens,
Oh, right here. So I can put the answer right here.
or you can put it down below. It doesn't matter where. Okay? Guys, what's the formula for average speed? Alright, so if you want average speed, it's total what? Total distance over total time. So you gotta add all the way together. Distances over all the time. Yes. Correct.
Okay, so 8
What's the? Okay.
What's the answer?
I could do it that way, I just chose not to.
females were right.
oh my God.
7 hours. Right.
It's A with guilty.
Yeah.
I got dyslexia, so I don't know about the reading.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
No, it is.
Oh, for this? Kelsey, yo, over there. So that's equal to your. So this the answer. It's right there.
Probably, that's what you got when you add the device.
Yep.
The answer look like kindergarten handwriting.
If you're using the mouse, then it will. That's one of the disadvantages to not having the touch screens.
So then I divide those together. I gotta take a picture like.
You can, or you can try typing it, or you can use the text type version, or you can try using the mouse and drawing it. I will tell you the mouse and drawing it's hard. Alright, so you got what distance unit?
Yeah.
Huh? What distance unit? Over what time unit?
No.
Over.
How we submitting? How we explain? Yeah, that's what I heard.
You gotta use the T is short type. T is text. Yep.
I just add all
Yeah, you gotta use the T. And drag it down here. There you go. It should look too tight.
I did.
Yeah.
You add all the distances, you add all the times, you divide it by 2.
And then your card will appear up there.
And I read it.
There's the first question.
So okay, you gotta add the hour that she rested, which was an hour. So you gotta do 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3, which equals 8.
Oh, I
So
can
we get 10 divided by 8. Yes.
You can't redo it? Oh, you good.
Oh, undo?
How you,
Oh,
and
yeah,
submit,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and you press submit.
Yeah. Why are you saying that brother the computer? What's wrong?
So now I take it.
Wait, do I?
Y'all see mine up there?
His answer 1.25.
Is the answer what?
1.25.
You see that right there?
Taz, what you doing? Is my answer gonna be up there?
So
That was it. No, I didn't start.
Okay, submitted.
Now I can watch it.
Wait, are we supposed to take a picture? Hey, it's all.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Whoa.
Alright, how many more do I need? Hurry up, put it up there because I'm going to hit that poll in just a minute.
Dang, so we gotta send a picture of work. We gotta send a picture of work.
If you want to, that'd be great.
I did my work on here. Okay, hold on. I got you. She said we gotta send a picture of our work. We gotta send it?
If you want to.
Do we get extra credit?
No, you don't get extra credit.
So we could have just put our answer.
A lot of people did, yes.
Oh,
I need to focus.
This class makes me sleepy.
I'm sorry. Alright, so let's see what we have here.
Wait, I didn't even say I get to send in my picture.
I hit stop, so if you didn't send the picture, it's okay. Alright, so we have, I like this one. Look at all that they did with the shading and highlighting. Alright, so we got 4, 2, 4. So they said we had 10 miles. We have 2, 2. We rested for an hour. So 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So 10 over 8 is 1.25. Okay? You can find out. That's Jacqueline's.
Girl, you did a lot. You
All right, so 1.25
She meant to do it.
is the answer. Okay? Miles per hour. Now, you did not have to do all that. All right, so let's see how we did. 1.2. 1.42. What did this person do? What would be wrong with this if you gave me this on a test? He didn't put the units. He forgot the hour. So whoever did this one forgot their units. You would lose points for units on a test.
Who did it?
I'm not going to give y'all all that stuff.
It was me.
All right.
Who did?
Here's one that gave me their work. Good.
Why does it look so dark?
Just the angle.
Oh, okay.
I can't put the code back.
That's a really good one. I don't know who submitted it blank, but that's good.
They put the answer.
Where? Oh, right there. Okay, that's all I got.
I need the code.
No, I did not.
Q3HFR, it's an orange. It's right there on the board.
That's what you said.
All right, did you get a new problem?
Yes.
All right,
Give us a little try.
there you go. You got tools. All right, does everybody have the problem? Does everybody have tools? Okay. Fast. Get up here and do your problem. Why do you have to be there to work?
Why should I be here to work?
She said she couldn't see it from where
I
she's
can't
at.
see. I got.
Yes, you can. You're on the front row. You don't need to try that. Come back up here where you can see.
I'm ready to go home. Well, I ain't even got it.
Yes.
Then what about the things?
But you have 2 times.
I need help.
Well, you need help
My
with.
computer's, oh, never mind. How do I do this?
What do you do anytime you have 2 times?
I don't know.
What have we been saying all week? When you have 2 times.
Subtract, right?
Yes.
Oh, so I'll subtract the
Yes.
and then the bottom, I mean,
You gotta find the 2 that go with it, and then do what? Yes.
That's right.
Did you put,
They're upside down. Distance has to be where?
That's it.
I am here with you. Alright. You
Should. It's not very good.
Oh,
I know
You don't
how,
have
my
Miss Rector
name.
in singing chorus. She has a section this period, as a matter of fact.
Don't nobody like Miss Rector? That's why you know.
Did y'all get 10 over 12?
Yeah.
Why could you say not what I answer?
Well, I'll make sure I
Don't
make
get
sure.
10 over 12. I got 40 over 11.
Okay.
For the final answer, did y'all get?
No!
Oh my God.
Okay, now look.
Brooke, you have no cookout. Stop playing. Brooke has a cookout. What?
That food was so good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Y'all messed up my picture.
Hey, Snowy, hold up. So, do it matter if I put 12 over 10?
Yes, the distance has to be on top. So
Oh yeah,
distances,
it's, oh yeah.
they gotta be on top. The distance, times have to be on the bottom.
Okay. You are not alone.
Really.
Oh my gosh.
It must be that chair.
Ugly.
Look at my picture.
So what do I put, meters/seconds?
What's the unit at the top?
Meters.
Meters.
Plastic.
But I already gotta put D divided by 2, I mean, D divided by 2. Oh, no, that's not
What? What is
10.
that?
Tell me. Yeah, I have to put 10 over 12, right?
What's the distance? Right, so 10 over 12. Let's do meters.
No, she's talking about.
Okay, so meters.
Berkeley, you got it figured out?
Yeah, I'm taking a picture.
Right here, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Make sure you click on mine.
Okay. How come I don't have any people up there? It must be up top. I need to slide it.
Why ain't my car popping?
Probably because I messed up the screen. I'm doing something weird.
Chopping up the back street. Shut up, you. Look.
What's that name?
Okay, so how do I get to 2 responses remaining? So I just need to see the responses. Okay, I need to see them. How do I get to see them? That ain't it. Okay, there they are, sort of.
You were not alone.
I can't read lips or see, so stop.
She said, look. She said,
Oh, there we go.
click on mine. You gotta go down.
If it's the right answer or not, like.
Where's mine?
All right. That one's got all the right work. So they matched up the times, okay, to the distances. Everybody see that? So 30 minus 20 is the distance. The times are 27 minus 15. So 10 over 12. And we've got the correct work. All right.
Where's mine at?
Where's
Don't
mine?
know.
I did the correct
Go
one.
down.
That was our churros I checked.
Go down.
I was looking to see the numbers. It looks like most of us have it.
I got mine right on that one, period.
Somebody took a picture of his. I don't see any that jump out as being wrong.
Oh, God.
There's
Of course, I think
mine.
Taz put every number on the calculator in there.
You look like
I don't know, it's buried somewhere up here. All right.
Test.
Bro, just got
All right. What on earth did I mess up on this thing?
They're great. They're great.
Oh my gosh.
So great.
Oh, stop. That's what I needed to happen.
Stop. You better-
All right. All right. Did you get that one?
Yeah.
Everybody got
Yeah. I don't know this one.
Wait. Oh, what? Oh, we're looking for velocity. Whoa. What happened? Oh. Just, well, I feel like you just don't want to show my work.
it? I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's what
You don't have to say your word.
I was moving a whole bunch of cards around and still didn't find it.
Okay, so first of all,
Y'all, what is the?
what's the velocity formula? Is this over time?
Elizabeth, did you put an answer on it or is it blank?
Elizabeth in my last class. Oh my God. She's so famous.
Is it?
Is it? V equals V.
What? You is so ugly.
There's no formula for velocity.
All right. Look at what I gave you. How many velocities are in the question?
2.
There's 2. So what are you going to do if you've got 2 velocities?
Subtract them.
You got to add or subtract.
Add.
Figure out which one you need.
Subtract them.
I'm telling you that part. You got to figure it out. Elizabeth, at least from 1.
This gonna be a grade, right?
Just makes you grade at best.
So we subtract 16. Oh.
This is the practice for the test next week.
A boat is moving south in a river at a velocity of 15.
Wow.
One. No. Oh. Okay.
Alright. Have we got an answer? I only have like 3 cards up there. Come on.
I need help.
You're either adding or subtracting. You got to figure out the direction.
I don't know.
I think we're in the same direction or opposite direction. So you have to do what with the numbers?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it north?
So 15 divided by 15 minus 5.
How's it northwest?
If that's what the direct, if that's what the numbers are.
Right? And then if the road is moving north at 5, then it will still be moved north.
Okay, well, it's going to take velocity slash hours north. How do you do this?
Y'all are really struggling with this.
Yes.
It's not just subtract the two numbers and put your direction.
All right.
I'm
Hang
done.
on, wait,
So if
wait.
we stop this one since we're struggling.
Wait, I'm finna.
I stopped it. I stopped it. It doesn't matter because y'all are lost. All right. So when you look at it,
Oh, they got it wrong.
they have one piece of it wrong. It doesn't matter. So when you look at this, it tells you that you have 15 kilometers per hour, and you're going which direction?
South. North.
Okay, it doesn't matter. 15 kilometers per hour south. Okay, so I'll draw the arrow going south. All right, then it tells you you're going 5 kilometers per hour going north. What can you tell me about the directions? Are they the same or are they opposite? They're opposites. So 15 minus 5 is 10 kilometers per hour, which is what this answer has. What does velocity have to have? It's got to have direction. Now, which velocity was bigger? The south or the north? The south. So you write south on your answer because it's bigger, okay? But every time you write a velocity, it has to have a direction. If the directions are the same, you add. If the directions are opposite, you subtract. Shnovia, shh. Are we okay with that?
I would have had it right if you let me submit.
So, okay.
All right?
I'm gonna let it go.
All right. I think I might have one more, and then we're done.
And then we get to go home.
No, then we're going to do momentum.
What time is it?
All right, last one.
It's on.
You got a problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some tools.
All right, you're next. All right, you should have tools. Last question. After you submit this one, put your laptop up. They should be in numerical order and plugged in.
Oh, this is A equals B over period.
The coded and signed drum is still on the board in orange.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. That's like I just.
Okay, after you work this one and submit, put your laptop in the cart. Watch the language over there.
I didn't say that.
No, you know you said it.
Wow, Shinobi.
Oh. So we have.
So you gonna get you gonna
85 minus 35.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, you would get comfortable.
I'm not saying you.
Right.
We up next.
Taz, what are you doing?
What's the units? That's definitely ain't taking that.
Remember, you keep them all when you do acceleration.
Mouse.
Oh.
I saw 8 per hour per second.
Yeah.
Keep them all.
Oh.
Acceleration keeps all the units.
Okay, so 0. Sarah, you got 8.3? 8.3 miles per hour per second.
Oh my boy.
Don't we have to cross multiply?
What just happened?
Okay, so we're gonna do it 35.
I didn't escape.
I'm gonna print something out.
Don't we have to do 35?
Worksheet.
The number by 6, and you don't need a spreadsheet. You heard me?
This was the last one.
We gonna do 35, subtract 85 over 6.
No, flip it.
I want some McDonald's.
Oh, 6
I want a
over.
6-piece nugget.
Flip the other
Yeah.
direction. No, you're flipping the way you subtract. 85 minus 35.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Elena, McDonald's on you?
Oh, tell me.
Once you've submitted, put your Laptop in the cart.
YouTube.
Hey. Chad, we don't know you today. Look at the answer. Wow. I didn't mean to.
I'm a buying wood grain.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the last one, Arturo.
I'm a buy you a drink. I'm a make those cookies.
Y'all stop singing.
I'm gonna buy you a drink.
You gotta wait on Arturo to come back. I don't want to hear it.
Miss Wall, you can do it all by Miss Wall.
What?
We're still in the
That's for me.
Do we need a calculator?
Yes.
We got 30 minutes.
Yep. We're gonna do momentum in that time.
So are we gonna do the last Monday? What's
We're not.
up?
We're not. Tuesday. Next day we're here, John.
What's up,
It
Miss
says Monday on this.
Mass times velocity.
Monday?
Mass times velocity.
Oh, we taking notes.
What? Wait, prove your point?
You would be like,
Shanabi, sit down. Berkeley, go back to your chair.
I'm gonna be gone for real, and I'm not gonna keep
Now, if we can't do any better than this with numerical order, we will not drag out these computers again. We're probably not doing it today, because I'm gonna be standing back here with, we're putting these things in order. Number 8 does not go with 4, 5, and 6. This is good for people. I know there are people who don't care the order on the computers. Get over here and sit down.
I had no right, not to the right
How
you say?
Upside down.
Miss Wall, I should get on you, bro. I'm so offended. I'm so in this movie.
Go ahead.
I didn't know it's on you. Did you hear what she said? Miss Wall looks like you whispered it, but I heard it.
Well, that's good. I picked it for you to hear.
Well, let me whisper something to you. Maybe you a troublemaker.
I'm serious.
Most people who are incredibly loud in here are either troublemakers or just pretty much don't care. So either get your shit together or get out.
Everybody be quiet. You can't talk about nobody doing what we're doing. I saw you on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, because she had already paused it.
no, okay, but you could be doing that. You don't be doing the regular way.
But the session is paused. I can't do anything.
No. When I see you work, you say so. No.
She's doing it back.
Miss what? Come on. Do we need to
Yeah.
my book over here? Stop sitting and not doing nothing.
I don't know why you left it over there. She does be ever so kind and go fetch her book and calculator and take it to her because she can't get out of her chair. She can't tell anybody. She's not getting up. Because if she moves, Miss Harper's coming to get you. She's not coming back. Now, what's momentum? Anybody heard about it in the other science class?
No.
We haven't?
I've heard.
It's velocity times
What's it called? I don't know the actual thing.
Okay, tell me what you remember. I don't care if it's not the actual or just what you remember. I'm very easy to get along with. Giving me an example.
Like say if you need to run before you jump, wouldn't that be like momentum? I said momentum.
That's okay.
It's velocity times something else.
It is velocity times something else.
Velocity times speed. No, velocity times.
No, I wasn't. You can give it to me now. I'll give it back to you 3:30.
Okay.
Or I can call Miss Harper.
You and Miss Harper must be best friends.
She's a very nice lady.
No.
Now, I'm trying to see what you were going with the running and the jump. I do like the mass times to something.
Velocity times mass.
It is velocity times mass. Can you think about it in terms of like a regular car and an 18-wheeler? Who would have more momentum?
The regular car.
The 18-wheeler.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No.
It's an emergency.
Not right now.
Wow.
Because somebody else asked me. Who else asked me?
Okay. Like,
Nobody else?
I'm getting answers.
Okay, change your mind.
In the hall right now.
I guess you can, because no one else is in line.
And she said that she wanted to get her schedule changed. She was like, man, she was like,
Who's?
I don't know, some random girl in the hallway.
you wild, bro.
Wow. What's your like?
I don't know.
Why don't care though?
No, but
It's like I'm living in an alternate universe.
because there's a bunch of people in the hallway right now. Like everybody.
Oh my God, why you being
There was
off?
3 cops too. There was 3 cops.
Maybe she
I mean, I'm
didn't know
just
she was
saying,
crying.
I was just walking around.
So you have to go to the bathroom because it's an emergency.
Yeah, for real. Like, for real. I've been trying to wait for it to go away, but it ain't going away. So I gotta go.
Okay. Take the hall pass and apparently try not to have a meltdown about your classes, get arrested, or any of the other crazy stuff in the hallway.
I ain't having it down.
Alright. So moving on. So if we talk about momentum. Momentum is mass times velocity. So if momentum is mass times velocity. I know. How does something. Okay? So what factors affect the momentum of an object?
The weight.
Okay? The two things that are going to be in its formula. Its mass and its velocity. And I'll let you catch up and we'll talk about how this affects momentum and why I use the example of a big truck or an 18-wheeler versus a car. Okay?
Ooh.
All right, so if we think about like a big truck or an 18-wheeler, which one did I say would have more momentum?
18.
The 18-wheeler, okay? So, greater mass equals more momentum. All right, so if you have an accident and the vehicle that hits you has more mass, your vehicle is going to have greater damage. Okay? So if you get hit by a smaller car or one that has less mass, your vehicle will have less damage. Does that make sense? Okay. So Caleb plays football. What is one thing that most coaches want players to do largely all year round?
Run.
Beef
Break
up.
out.
Why?
Get bigger.
Get bigger. Because they're going to have more what? Why will they have more momentum? They have more what? More weight, more mass. Okay? More mass makes them harder to move around or push around on the football field. Okay? Now, the second thing that goes into momentum is velocity. All right? Velocity is the same as what word that we keep using? Speed. Okay? So, more velocity equals more momentum. So when we have an auto accident, if we're going faster and have greater speed or velocity, it does more damage to our car. Okay? Now, can we do damage to our car at 25 miles an hour?
Yep.
Yes, we can. But odds are good we won't total the car and it can be fixed. But if you have an auto accident at 55 or 70 miles an hour, you could be dead. But odds are good the car is not going to survive and it's going to be totaled.
You said 50 miles per hour?
55 or 70, like on a major highway. Okay.
That's not.
In terms of damage to a car,
Yes.
it's probably going to get totaled.
What's fashionable?
That's it.
Dang.
Okay. Well, even at 75, if your car is in an auto accident,
Off a cliff.
where are you driving? I don't know if they cliffs around here.
It's on the highway.
Okay. Okay. Most people who drive off a bridge at that speed don't survive.
Hold on, we're not gonna walk
Okay.
past like he can just say that he go 120 on the highway. What?
Who said that?
I'm a little worried about you people.
You people.
She's going 75 and going off a bridge.
I go 40.
Okay, I do 75 on the 70 mile an hour highway, but I haven't driven off any bridges lately. Not planning to either.
Lately, so you did it in the past.
No, I haven't. I haven't even seen people drive off a bridge.
I haven't even heard anybody driving off the
The
bridge.
magic school bus.
It's the magic school.
Okay, people.
I seen the popo.
There are no magic school buses that we will have to deal with. All right. Calculating momentum.
We got right there? No, you just
Yes, you got to write it. Let me go back. I didn't tell you the formula.
Oh.
All right, the formula. You can write it below it. P equals M times V is the formula. M stands for momentum, and it's on your formula sheet. M is mass, and V is velocity.
Yeah, what is P?
P stands for momentum. Now, several of you are like, why is P momentum? All right, we can't use M because M is already what? Mass. Would you stop wrinkling that ball? Now, N.
Don't do all of this.
N stands for moles, and it's a chemistry unit, so we don't use N. So the only letters we have left are vowels, which we generally don't use, except with E for energy. X is times.
Hey Siri, what time is it?
You can use a dot.
We can. So they just picked a letter that's close to M and N in the alphabet. And P is close to M and N in the alphabet, so that's why they picked P. Okay, there's really no other reason for it. Okay, so P is momentum. Now, this is the easiest of our formulas to use because there's no denominator when it's time to solve. Okay? Now, write one sample so you have it in your notes. The only one you got to write down. And then we have done all of the stuff for the unit, which is why I said the test is Wednesday, unless I choose to move it, which I doubt we do. We only have the gum lab and some review to do on Tuesday, and then the test is Wednesday.
Right. Take a line.
Right.
She said she took a lot. What you say?
You hush back there. Get enough trouble today.
Miss Wall, you already made me mad. Like,
You can talk to me after class. How's that? 3:30. Yeah, we need you. Because you're a senior, and we need to figure out how we're going to get along between now and December. Hard to imagine, but yes. Did you just spill that all over you?
Nope.
Thank God.
I don't want to care no way, cause I got a whole suitcase up here.
KJN.
You mean G?
Kilograms.
I mean
meters.
G, I knew say J. Kilograms, what?
Meters
And seconds.
over seconds.
Wait,
All right, do we have it?
yes.
How do you?
All right, so when we're trying to solve, it says what is the mass, right? The only time we've solved for mass has been density.
Yeah.
We're not solving for density. We know we need momentum because the question says what is momentum, right?
Yeah.
So P equals M times V. So which of those letters is momentum? P. And what did I say the momentum is? 50. All
That's my phone.
right. What am I solving for? Mass or velocity?
Velocity.
What does it say up there? Find the question word. Look.
Mass.
What? Okay. Okay, so what is the mass? So I'm looking for M, and then times what is velocity? 10. Okay? Now, can you put that thing on silent?
I just did that.
How do you say the K?
It's not my fault.
I'm getting ready to talk about that.
It's not my fault. People text me at school.
Put it on silent so we don't hear it. Now, to answer the unit question people keep asking,
Always trying to get M.
momentum has a weird unit. Momentum is kilograms times meters over seconds. I just didn't put the times in there. All right? Velocity is meters over seconds. So what's going to happen when I solve?
They're gonna cross out.
What's going to cross out?
Meters over seconds.
Meters over seconds are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with what? Kilograms. So how do I solve for my mass?
Always trying to get M.
We're trying to get M by itself.
Divide. -10.
Not minus. This is a what? That's a multiply. So remember, every time you have a multiply, the opposite of multiply is what? The opposite of add is subtract. So when you have multiply, the opposite of multiply is divide. So mass is 5, and what did you say my unit was going to be? KJ. KG. I've got the same disease that Elena and Sarah have. Yes.
So if we're finding the momentum in an equation, it's safe to put kg in slash f. We don't
Yes.
have to put the multiplication thing.
All right.
That's what she said.
Okay, say.
Isn't that the thing with the
We got homework.
We're going to work on it now. We have 12 minutes. We're not packing up 12 minutes before bed.
I'm tired.
We're going to do 1 through 3.
I'm tired.
Tell you what, I can collect it by 3:30 and give you a quiz grade for it. Is that what will motivate you?
No,
Or we can just do it.
we can just do it.
It's not hard.
It's
1 through 3 are the easiest questions on the paper. We'll save the hard ones for when we come back after the holiday. I don't plan to give homework.
Why she getting a lot? She's slow. I swear. It's 3:19. Like, why you at school? School don't get out till 3:30.
All right, so in the top one, in number 1, you're calculating momentum in the chart. And number 2, you're putting them in increasing order. Don't even know. And in number 3, you're answering that one question. Okay? That's all we're doing.
I swear.
All right? 1, 2, and 3. It's nice and easy. And I'll help anybody who needs help. 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll stop.
All we do is multiply.
Yeah, you calculate momentum.
That's freaking easy.
I told you that.
Oh my God.
What?
What are we doing? What's wrong?
How do I use this
When we
calculator?
find momentum, it's mass times velocity. So what are we doing? Yes.
Then you gotta put the units. This one.
If we don't put the units in,
That would be fabulous. Yes.
What you said is option?
No, it's not optional to put the units. Who said it was optional to put the units?
You just said
She finna go off. Y'all chill like this.
Girl, you the one made my head.
No.
Write me some answers. You got some answers?
Yes.
Okay, write it down.
How do I place the objects in order? Okay. Okay, never mind. I do that.
Every column.
Yes.
Yes.
I know I'm extra. It's okay. I'm okay with being extra.
You stand.
You doing okay?
Let's
What you
objects in
doing?
order of increasing momentum.
Yes, wait a minute.
Sarah, can I get a 10-piece?
Yes, write it down.
Can I
Alright,
get
so
a 10?
when you go to write them in order of increasing
actually, that's
momentum,
really good, but you have to order it off the
when you guys do increasing, you're doing from what to what? The smallest to the biggest. Don't write them with the numbers. Put them in order by names, like frog, bullet, skier. Okay.
Okay, so now I just multiply.
You said so small with these.
Very nice. See, wasn't that easy?
Does anything cancel?
In what?
This.
See, I'm not even helping
Yes,
you.
double cancel because you're finding mass.
What about the chart? Like filling the.
No, nothing will cancel in the chart.
That's it?
That's it. All
Okay,
that moaning for those 3 questions.
I'm still gonna do that
Keep it.
because
We're
y'all
gonna
help me.
finish it on Tuesday.
I need help.
Where do you need help?
All of them.
Y'all, we're not seeing until Tuesday. Liz.
What's the
M.
formula?
Times these.
M times V. Mass times
Oh, so
velocity.
I just times over those.
Right.
That's how I'm saying.
Did you do yours? Let me see. That translates into, I didn't do it.
Oh, I popped the milk.
Your mom can see.
You scratched me, bro.
Oh,
on Tuesday.
But if I do it this weekend,
You gotta come during lunch.
right. I do it this weekend.
We got better chances of getting struck by lightning when we do homework.
Alright, so if I do it on the weekend, I'm gonna laugh when y'all get struck by lightning.
What time is it?
What, last After you were playing with him while I was teaching?
No, I didn't have to.
I was like this class. Ew, Caleb, look
Alright, anybody else got 1 through 3 and need help? Pass, finish it. It's done. Come on, get it done.
I'm done.
You did 1, 2, and 3? You only had 1 done when I walked away.
I got 2 done.
Let me see 2. You don't have to, they're not written in order.
I don't know how to do that.
These, put them in order based on
Wait,
size.
do we need to take this
So
right now?
smallest to biggest.
Okay.
Who's the smallest? Blackbird or frog? Blackbird. Very good. And you keep up with it now. Put it in your notebook. We're good.
Nicholas, you can ask.
About number 3.
Next I get you.
That's my friend.
I'll give it number 3.
It's asking you to solve the math. You're finding the math number 3. So you have momentum and you have velocity.
Oh, so I can do it like this.
Brooklyn, I moved. You better be glad I'm retired in 2 years and need my job and don't want to lose my retirement. Because I swear I heard you otherwise. Yes, Nick.
Okay, I'm good.
Stop! You're supposed to be in that chair. You have that chair.
I ain't worried about nothing.
I was working out. Yeah. You do? I want you love it. You've been here for a while. I was excited. You know how to like. Yeah. That's exactly what you mean. That's so cool.
Hey, Sarah.
Has been dripping off of your voice and I love it.
Wow! The puddle of it.
Yes.
Nick, stay out of this.
Oh, get my
Why? Stay out of this.
Yeah, get back in the seat.
Oh.
Who did?
He did it first. He did on top of it. What's up? What for you? He got me chopped. Like a sliced cucumber. Chopped like a sliced cucumber. What? That was so funny. Nick. I didn't even look. Nick, why you being mean? What are you talking about?
Taz to the office, she's leaving.
Me.
Taz, Parker.
Walk away.
She fell on her face. What? Let me get that one. Let me get that one.
Yeah, get out.
I'm not just showing you the ball. I was the one out there.
Bye, Taz. Come with me.
Did I get all the calculators?
Yes. Maybe.
Very good. That's all. She said, "Nah, maybe."
Guys, just go to the office.
Yeah, maybe.
Where he at? Oh, yeah. Yo.
That's just my That's a moment. Right.
Wait, did you just really do that? Did you think about it? Yeah.
Bro.
Scary.
Are you paying?
No.
I be hating that, like, when I do find a book I be using, and then it takes me a minute to get used to it again, and then boom.
Oh.